Hello, Libra. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I am using Art Nouveau Tarot. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but there's how you spell it in case I'm not. By Matt Myers. It's a deck from, it says 1989. I don't know if you can read that either, if it'll focus, but hopefully it will. Maybe not. There we go. I don't know why I'm showing you that, but just in case you're curious, there you go. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Okay, good times. Good times. Whew. Okay, so all right. I don't know why we're starting all face down, but here we go. All face down. Are we putting out the whole deck? What's going on? All right. All right. Starting off. So this is phase one. This kind of blurs into each other as it goes, but phase one, and they're all face down, so I don't know where this is going yet. Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, that's you being the communicator, you being the, almost like the director. Even if you don't have that position, even if this is a work situation and maybe you're just a worker bee, in this situation, you're putting out the communication, you're putting out there what needs to get done. Ace of Cups is you very much enjoy what you're doing. Ten of Pentacles, you believe in the stability of what's going on. Page of Pentacles, you're doing what you think is necessary. It's interesting to have the Page of Pentacles energy here with the King of Swords at the same time for you. Your communication is very strong. How much responsibility you actually own, maybe a lot less. Like, it's almost like if you look at it in the sense of like owning a house. Maybe you're one of 5 people who own the house and you're responsible for the front room, but you're divvying out the orders for the whole house. You're only responsible for the front room, but you're telling everybody what needs to go on throughout the whole house, and you have the knowledge and the get-go to understand what's going on and how everything works with each other. But your responsibility isn't as strong. Like, you're just responsible for that front part. Okay, good. This is something you're feeling really good about. So communicating about it is not a problem. This is something you definitely believe in. People are very responsive to you in a very positive way. Like, literally the love card pops out here, which hopefully it's not glaring too much. I think this is really good, but there's something else here. People are preoccupied. Okay, so let's see how far this goes, because I'm getting a preoccupation, kind of like, people are just like, yeah, that's cool, you're right, yeah, let's do that. Cool, yes, that makes sense. You handle that room, you know what's going on around here, you're helping us all figure out how we orchestrate everything to get things done. You might be helping with the planning. Cool. People are very responsive and cooperative. I don't really feel any adversity at this point. Now we're going to do this section. This kind of does blur, just to be, I have to keep saying that for some reason. Okay, so whatever you've communicated here, you're seeing positive results. You're seeing positive results with the Three of Cups. People working together, things working out the way they should, things moving forward to the next level. Sometimes people read the Three of Cups like people getting along, like a community effort. Other times you see the Three of Cups illustrated this way, where it's like to create a third, like, you know, when a female and male get together and they create a baby, that type of scenario, that biological scenario of like just how that works. Sometimes you see that come together, and I'm seeing that like something is creating here. People are working together. Things are starting to go forward the way they should. That's what you're seeing on the outside. What's going on behind the scenes are people are kind of taking advantage of each other a little bit. Somebody's getting taken advantage of. The Eight of Swords is kind of like somebody feels forced into doing something. And be careful of that, because I feel like there's manipulation between people, And that might run off a little bit weird and maybe push back towards you. Let's just be careful of that. Now I'm getting like people might be going around you and communicating to others about what's going on here. Things are going weird. I feel like this is a moment where you on the outside might have those inklings that something's not quite right, but you can't put your finger on it. And people, there's something going on below the surface is what I'm getting. Automatic writing, I almost feel like somebody wants to tell you what's going on, but nobody has said anything to you directly yet. I just feel like when I feel automatic writing, I almost feel like that's kind of like writing in a journal or like writing in a diary what's happening. Somebody wants to tell you, but they haven't told you yet. I almost feel like it's waiting. Okay, that's here. And I'm an intuitive reader, so that may seem weird for this card because I'm not getting like automatic writing exactly, but I'm getting that type of energy. Like somebody wants to communicate and they haven't communicated yet. Then these cards fell out. The Ace of Pentacles with the Chakra balancing. I don't think that the person who wants to communicate to you what's happening to them is telling you. I feel like somebody else is coming forward and being like, hey Libra, there's this thing going on. You're divvying out the information and who needs to do what, but so-and-so is forcing this other person to do what they're supposed to be doing. This isn't working out correctly. This isn't happening. And you're just kind of like, ooh, I'm responsible for the front room. I'm not responsible for that over there or that over there. But now that I know this is happening, I do need to do something to help make this balance because this isn't right. Because that going wrong over there and over there is going to bleed over to some other parts, and sooner or later it's going to cause problems for me. This is not good for everybody, so I got to figure out what to do with this information. The Ace of Pentacles is you taking this seriously. Somebody's saying, hey, there's a problem here. This is the root of the problem. It's just starting to get bad. What do we do to make it, how can we nip this in the bud before, like, it's kind of like looking at a tree and like, for example, I love willows. Like willows are great trees. But the thing is about willows, if you plant them too close to your septic system, they go all through it, and then you're going to have a lot of problems, a lot of expensive problems. So it's kind of like realizing, oh, there's a tree over there. That's not really where that tree should be. Maybe we could just leave it there. But then you're like looking a little closer and being like, oh, wait a minute. That's a willow. If I don't pull that out now while it's small, if that gets too big, I'm going to have problems. I'm going to have real big problems. And this is that coming forward. This is how this information's coming forward to you. Like, it's just a seed at this point, but that seed can get a lot worse if it's not done. We need to balance this now. We need to take care of this now before this seed, this Ace of Pentacles, grows and becomes a lot bigger. This is your opportunity. That's the opportunity the Ace of Pentacles is bringing to you. Take me serious now. While you can still do something, you can actually avert this because it's only a small situation. Or let me flourish, let me take root. And then when I've taken root, then really have a problem that you're going to have a big issue with. Eight of Cups on your side with the messages. You take a lot of value in this, but you're watching and you're like, all right, I see there's a problem here. I see something isn't quite right, but I'm in a position now where I can take my time. Again, we're using the willow. For example, if I saw a willow outside in my yard next to my septic tank, I'm like, well, it's only 2 feet tall. As long as I take care of it this year, it shouldn't be a problem, but I got to take care of it this year, during the growing season. So it's like you got enough time, but don't neglect it too long because you're going to pay for it. That's the thing. Now, things going on in the situation are weird. Like there's people who are not happy. The King of Cups and Strength with the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is somebody not happy. Maybe sometimes it has a little bit of denial, but I get somebody's not happy. King of Cups, somebody's making out on somebody else's effort. And the Strength is like, this has to balance. Figuring out what needs to be done to make this balance. I'm getting like it's starting to bleed off onto other people. Like whoever's pushing off their responsibilities to this one person, they're like, I got away with it with that one. I wonder if I can also do that over here to this other person and maybe get rid of a little bit more of my responsibilities. Somebody's really, they're playing it. They're playing a game here. So it's now like, well, I got away with it with that one, and they're doing what I want them to do. Maybe I could do it with this one over here too, and now they're pushing it off to another person. In some cases, it's not the same person. And in some cases, it's going to be like one person sees like, oh, so-and-so got that other person to do part of their work. well, I wonder if I can also get them to do part of my work. Or, well, I wonder since they did it, they were successful with that person, I wonder if I would be successful doing that to this person. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. One of those weird things. Like, this is starting to grow. Again, the Ace of Pentacles energy. It starts off small, but it's starting to breed off into other places. Okay. This next piece. Meeting of angels on your side. I feel like this might be a little weird because you're like, oh, this is going to be a problem. You may be technically looking at this like, this is not my place to police this. But it's also, if I just kind of turn a blind eye to it, or if I don't start making a stink about it, sooner or later it's going to be in my backyard too. It's like, it's kind of like, you know, all these other people are having problems and you can't play the game where, well, it's not in my backyard, so why should I care? Because you know better. You're like, yeah, it's not yet, but it will be. And even if it's not in my backyard, that's still not right. That has to be balanced. And these people, I like those people over there. I don't want that happening to them. You do bring the information forward. Now, the meeting of angels is like, wherever you feel like it's going to make the best difference, you're pulling that information forward to point out, like, this can't keep going. We got to rebalance this stuff. We can't allow this to happen this way anymore. We got to get these people to take back their appropriate responsibilities, and we can't allow this to happen anymore. We got to nip it in the bud now. Whatever's going on here, we got to reverse it. People have to take responsibilities for their own responsibilities. And I feel like one of the ways you might handle this, if this is a work situation, even if it's a family situation. So I think we'll use the work situation first. Kind of like, you know, if this one person over here has X amount of, you know, they're supposed to do these 10 things, and this person B over here is supposed to do their 10 things. Now person A has moved over 2 of their things over to person B, so now person A only has 8 things, person B has 12 things. Well, I feel like their paychecks should reflect that. If person A is going to do 2 things less, then we should take some money away from them, and we should give that money over to person B because they're doing the extra work, so they should get paid for it. Vice versa, if this is like a family thing or a friend thing, if this one person is doing less and this other one's doing more, then the person doing less should get less out of the situation. The person doing more should get more out of the situation. I feel like that might be a way you could start balancing this out, because I feel like that's when person A will be like, oh, wait a minute, no, that's not right. Well, it is if you're not going to do your fair share. That is right. That is fair if you're not going to do your fair share. I feel like that's one of the ways to handle this, because I'm getting the 5 of Wands with death. There is some controversy that will come forward with this, and I feel like that's one of the easier ways to handle it. Okay, you want to do less? Then you get less out of this. You want to do less work? Then you get paid less. That person has to do more work? They get paid more. Simple as that. This literally, I feel like, is only going to go to the talking stage, and when this other person feels like, oh, wait a minute, things all of a sudden balance real quickly is what I'm getting. Kind of, I feel like it's just the talking stage and how far you have to take that talking stage. If you keep bringing it up and keep pushing it, I feel like, because even if it's a work situation and like, well, you can't dock my wages. Nope, but we can stop you from getting raises, and we can give that other person extra raises if they're doing more work. There's other ways to handle that. So, and your Libra knows a lot of different angles, so I guess I don't even have to tell you that, but you know. I'm getting people will accept their natural, what they're supposed to be doing, they're going to accept that, because they're going to realize if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, then I'm only, you know, the compensation for that is going to reflect that. You're bringing that forward, kind of like, hey, if they don't want to do as much as they're supposed to, then let's give them less benefit. Let's give the person who's doing more benefit. Is this working out? Yes. Okay. They were all face down, so I was nervous, I gotta be honest with you. It ends with beauty and the Hermit on your side. I feel like this is one of those situations where you have to keep your eye on it. Kind of like, all right, person A apparently likes to try to get away with things. Person B doesn't stand up for themselves like they should. So you kind of keep an eye on this, and I feel like going forward, you're making it a little obvious to try to encourage people to do what they're supposed to do, but you're not being like a problem about it. Like, you're keeping in contact with person B. How are things going? How you're feeling? You're also keeping an eye on person A, and you're just stopping by and talking to them too. Both of these people know what you're doing, but you're not like pointing at them like, I'm watching you, I know what you do, I'm keeping my eye on you. You're not doing that. But the fact that you're staying in contact with them, and I feel like you're very pleasant when you do this, both people know that you're keeping an eye on the situation to make sure it doesn't go out of balance again. Person B seems to appreciate it. Person A, probably not. But there's no conflict. There's just like, you're helping keeping things balanced. It's making person B feel more comfortable. It's making person A kind of do what they're supposed to do. Let's just put it that way. All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.